So guys, welcome back to the channel. And right here I have the blue Snowball. Now this microphone right here normally costs about $50 in the store if you were to get it brand new. You can find it online, eBay, for substantially cheaper because this microphone's been around for quite some time. If you look at the back of the connection, remember this BlackBerry looking charger port right here? Yep, that's what it uses to power it. Believe it or not, the Blue Yeti X and the Blue Yeti also use the same power cord. I don't know why they still do that. It is what it is, though. When you buy it inside of the stores, it does come with all the accessories. Now, and I bought mine, this particular model, for $10 at a pawn shop. I already knew what it was. I have a black version of this, and I said for 10 bucks, why not? I might meet someone that actually just needs a microphone to use, and they want something inexpensive that still has good quality sound. Now, if you're going to ask me, is it worth a purchase? Absolutely, but there are some drawbacks that we're going to talk about in a moment. So first things first, let me show you this. So right here, if you unscrew this, this is the kickstand right here, as you can see. Unfortunately, it's not really adjustable. It's just you stick this kickstand out. It's pretty much done. There's nothing else you could do about that. It sits pretty low. And the bad part about that is that with this particular microphone, it doesn't have any settings. It's just the front. This is the part that you need to talk into. If you turn it around, you see all the speakers in the back. The quality of your voice is going to be drowned out. Now, what I will say is that I have a section for you guys, the sound section. If you look in the description, or if you don't mind waiting for me to ramble on, I will show you exactly how it sounds in real time. The microphone sounds wonderful. But again, it's more so built for people that are podcasting by themselves. They're doing live streams. If you're working a particular job that requires you to have a clear microphone, this will work well for you if you keep it in place close to your mouth area, which we're going to see in a second. Outside of that, it can use an arm stand, though you want to make sure you have an adapter for this to put inside so that the arm stand can adjust to this size hole. Pause. Now, with that being said, there are different types of microphones. Sometimes the little groove here is much smaller, sometimes it's bigger, sometimes it's this size. So do be aware of that. It's not an all one size fits all type thing. You might have an adapter to put in here first so it could fit into the arm stand. And normally the arm stands come with adapters, at least the ones that I purchase. I can't speak for other off brands or other brands. So that being said, $50 price tag. I paid $10 at a pawn shop for it simply because I just wanted extra to give to some people. Outside of that, pretty good microphone. Let's go over to the sound section. So guys, the blue microphone. Now this is the blue Snowball. You normally can find these for about $50, like I discussed earlier in this video. Just for the person that skipped to this section, mine happened to be used. So this is what I'm actually talking into right now as we speak. I'm going to turn this around so you can see the red light. As you can see, as I turn it around, the sound is changing because this microphone, unfortunately, even though it's very clear in my opinion, it does not have a mute button, which is really weird. You would think they would put that on there. Even though it's an older microphone, still, a mute button seemed pretty standard. Even the Five Below ones that I had mute buttons, but it is what it is. But the sound quality of it is actually pretty good. And I'm just gonna do a little test for you guys. This is me talking right in front of my face. Let's go backwards a little bit. I'm gonna go backwards some more, and you can hear the sound either drowning out, or if I get closer, you can hear the sound getting louder. Now, the only downside, in my opinion, to this microphone, because I know some people might use microphones for singing and recording and things like that. I am not that advanced where I normally do that, and I certainly wouldn't use a blue Snowball for that, because when you speak louder, sometimes some of these microphones can sound very distorted, so kind of be aware of that. But also, there's no software. From my understanding, and going on Google searches and whatnot, there is no type of software to change anything up. There's obviously no mappable buttons. Not that most microphones have mappable buttons to begin with. There's nothing here. Outside of this, it's just a stand itself. So you can see right here. You can connect it to those little arm stands if you happen to have one. And I would always hold on to those adapter pieces so you can adjust based on the size of the arm stand. If you have a cheap one or a more expensive one, they're actually pretty expensive as you start going up in prices. So whatever you get, make sure that you keep. So with that being said, I just wanted to give you guys an idea of how it sounds and how clear it is for a microphone that cheap. Now, like I said before, I had this originally under black. This one happened to come from the pawn shop. I got it for like $10. Like I said, I'm only repeating that because some people might skip to this part and not want to see the introduction to the video, because I will be doing timestamps. So with that being said, I like it. Hopefully you guys like it. You can't go wrong with it in terms of quality of sound. But if you're one of those people where you cough a lot in the background, if you're watching videos during reviews and you want to be able to mute up real fast just to cough or breathe harshly and then come back, if you have background noises, unfortunately, it's not going to do a good job of, well, it can't mute those things. Not do a good job, it just can't. One last thing I do want to mention about this microphone is that I currently have a Hyper S. Now, I'm not sure if you guys are new to this channel, but this is my Hyper S. It's not on right now. As you can see, it actually lights up when it's on. So I'm gonna turn it back off just to show you that it's not actually on. That's the audio that's not recording. That microphone has settings where I can sit in the room right here, and anywhere I go, even the hallway. If my wife is talking in the kitchen, the dining room, I mean, which is the room next door, or the living room, which is to my left over here. Sometimes you can hear the conversations in mid-video and it can pick up the sound depending on what octave you have and what setting you have. So like I said before, all microphones are not, all microphones aren't created equally, but understand what it is that you're trying to buy before you tie your money to it. That's all I got to say about that one. So to answer your question, is this microphone, oh, I got a dirty behind desk, didn't even notice that. Is this microphone actually worth purchasing? I'm going to go with a hard yes, and here's the reasons why. Now, again, I'm only reiterating everything I said before for the people that skip to the part to get to the point. This does not have a mute button. That is a negative. We'll do the negative first. The stand is extremely short, so when it comes to talking to people, you're going to want to put this closer to your mouth as I'm putting it closer. Pause. And you're going to want to make sure that once you do that and you actually test the recording, because I use Twitch Studio for my software, I'm telling you, it's a dramatic difference from 1 foot away from your mouth, 6 inches, and 1 inch away. You're going to get dramatically different experiences by using this. And for some people, that's wonderful, especially if you have an arm stand where you can just pull it back and forth and it sits right in front of your mouth. A lot of people don't have that. A lot of people can't afford that necessarily, or they don't necessarily want all that junk on their desk, or better yet, they may not have space on their desk or the type of desk that an arm stand can even sit on. Remember, all of them aren't created equally. Some stick to the desk, some have a little twisty knob anyway, the point is that in terms of sound, that's the negative aspects. In terms of sound, this is going to light up whenever this is plugged in, so you know that it's live. So if you're in a Call of Duty lobby or something, like I said before, you cannot mute up with this microphone. If you're recording a podcast, if you have a sniffle, if you're a little sick underneath the weather, it's going to pick up all those sounds because it cannot mute. That is a huge negative for people that are trying to do professional content. On the flip side, the voice is so crystal and crispy clear. You heard the section. I'm not here to tell you to buy it or not. I'm telling you, look at my experience. There is no special software for this. There is nothing to download. You plug, you play, you're good to go. You have nothing to worry about. You might need an internet connection just to be able to download the initial software to your PC or Mac, whatever you choose to use. I'm a PC user because I like the freedom of choice. But outside of that, I don't have anything bad to say about it. You heard the sounds. You know how good it sounds. Now, there are JLab headphones that have a lot more features. There are many headphones in the market that have better features by far than this. All this has is sound, and that's literally it. But the quality of the sound is what matters. So ask yourself, are you more concerned about a microphone that has crowd control where you can have other people inside the room with you? That's understandable. Then this mic isn't for you. If you're just looking to do something by yourself, produce info by yourself, you don't have any background commenters, you want the most minimal sound around you, you just want to focus on your voice, this is wonderful for that reason, and you can't go wrong with it. And anyone that's starting out in any type of recording, if you can get one of these for cheap, they're already 50 bucks brand new in a box. But if you can get it cheaper than that, I'm telling you, your voice quality, you're probably going to stick to the Blue brand after that. Only thing you got from there is up. I've tried a lot of microphones on this channel, and none of them that were cheap sound as good as this. Just being honest here. But anyway, that's it. I don't work for Blue, so it's not like they're paying me to say this. Like and subscribe like always, guys, and I will see y'all in the next video.